Adam and Eve. According to the scriptures, Adam was created from the dust of the ground.
And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul.
And Eve was created from the rib of Adam.
And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed.
So, what did Adam and Eve look like? According to the narrative, Adam was created from the dust of the ground, and the name Adam actually means red ground, red dirt, red clay, and red earth, etc. Adam literally means red, and there is an etymological connection between Adam and Adamah, Adamah designating red clay or red ground in a non-theological context. According to Abram Publications, Adamah means red ground or red earth. With that being said, could Adam and Eve look like red soil, red clay, and red earth? I believe this is one method we can use to determine what Adam and Eve may have looked like, considering that Adam is also referred to as meaning red man. According to GotQuestions.org, what is the meaning of the Hebrew word Adamah? The Hebrew word Adamah means land, ground, or soil. The word Adamah could then be more literally translated as red ground, and the name Adam could be said to mean red man, or man from the red dirt. According to Enjidai Resource Center, Adamah, the word for the ground is Adamah, and of course the first human is called Adam. It perfectly fits the scene of God forming Adam from the Adamah, and the fact that Adam's skin is red, Adam, in Hebrew, like the ground. According to Readers Ask, what does Adam mean in the Bible? A well-known Hebrew name, Adam, meaning son of the red earth. Its meaning comes from the Hebrew word Adamah, meaning earth, from which Adam is said to be formed. What does Adam mean in Greek? From Latin Adam, Adamus, from ancient Greek, Adamos, from Biblical Hebrew, Adam, earth, man, soil, light brown, from Adamah, red earth, ground. What does Adam mean in Latin? Masculine proper name, biblical name of the first man, progenitor of the human race. From Hebrew Adam, man, literally the one formed from the ground. Hebrew Adamah, ground. Compare Latin homo, man, humanus, human, humus, earth, ground, soil. Does Adam mean man in Hebrew? Meaning and history. This is the Hebrew word for man. It could be ultimately derived from Hebrew Adam, meaning to be red, referring to the ruddy color of human skin, or from Akkadian Adamu, meaning to make. So if you take a look at red dirt, red clay, red ground, and red earth, it seems to have a reddish brown look, and red seems to be close to the brown family of colors. Therefore, if Adam and Eve was created from the red dirt and red clay, and if red earth has a brownish red color, and Adam's name can literally mean red man, I would posit that Adam and Eve had a reddish-brown complexion. As an example, Adam would look much like this man with a reddish-brown skin tone that matches the dirt he's surrounded by. Eve would look much like this woman who's actually wearing a red clay face mask, but as we can see, her skin tone actually matches the red clay, being a reddish-brown skin tone. Cain and Abel and the rest of Adam's early descendants will look like these two boys who have a clear reddish-brown complexion. But let's take a scientific approach according to biology and genetics of what Adam and Eve and early man would have looked like, according to both a secular and a biblical science approach. Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17, USC Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Jefferson may look European, but his Y chromosome tells a different story. It shows that what we look like may not really tell us where we come from. And it raises a question mark over the traditional image of Adam. For centuries, artists have depicted him like this, like a European. For many of us, this is Adam, Michelangelo's famous painting in the Vatican Sistine Chapel. He looks like a beautiful Italian who spends a lot of time in the gym. Did the common ancestor of all men really look like this? The story of Jefferson suggests he could have looked very different. Finally, Wells comes face to face with the man he's been searching for. A new portrait of the common ancestor of every man today. Adam. Without a skull, we can't know for sure what Adam looked like. But a combination of genetic evidence, Bender's forensic skills, and cutting-edge computer software suggests he looked something like this. Thousands of years after the Bible, and hundreds of years after Michelangelo, we have a whole new face for Adam.
I like the expression. He's got a very forceful look.
He's intent on something, maybe taking over the world. You begin to get perhaps an insight into why these guys won out and why this guy's our ancestor.
I hear this one a lot. How can there be so many races in the world if we are all descendants of Adam and Eve? Well, check this out. First off, let's talk about the word race. Sometimes when people use the word, they mean supposed races of people who have evolved at different times, rates, and in different locations. That's not true. Of course, the word race is also a term we use to distinguish between groups with different physical traits, namely skin color. But are there really different races? Take a gander at Acts 17:26, where it is written that God, from one man, made every nation of men. It's clear then that the Bible teaches that there is one race, the human race. The Bible is also clear that all people on the earth are descendants of Adam and Eve who were created by God. Check Genesis 1:26 through 28. Easy enough. God created two people in his image, male and female, and told them to increase in number. So, Adam and Eve are mom and dad of the human race. Then, their children had children, and those children had children, and so on and so forth for many generations until, according to Genesis 6:9, the world's population was reduced to 8 people who were protected inside an ark during a global flood. And those 8 people later walked off the ark, and according to Genesis 9:19, from them came the people who were scattered over the earth. Oh, wait a second. What do I mean scattered? Well, jump over to Genesis 11 and let's talk about an event known as the Tower of Babel. Basically, because of the sinful actions of the descendants of Noah, the Lord confused their language and scattered them from there over all the earth. That's pretty clear and concise. Okay, so we've got lots of people who are descendants of the 8 folks who came off the ark, and now they have been scattered all over the earth. That explains that we are still one race and that different groups of people ended up in different locations. But how do we get a bunch of different colored people if we are all one race? Well, follow along. This, of course, is a simplified explanation, but the basic principles are true. We all have a pigment in our bodies called melanin, which, depending on different variables, produces different shades of the one main skin color we all possess. Several genes control the amount of melanin produced and thus the variability in the skin shade. In fact, it's easy for one couple to produce a wide range of skin shade variability in just one generation, as we'll see in just a moment. Time for a quick genetics lesson. DNA is the molecule of heredity that is passed from parents to children. A child inherits 23 chromosomes from each parent. Each chromosome pair contains hundreds of genes, which regulate the physical development of the child. However, to illustrate basic genetic principles pertaining to the topic, we'll just talk about two genes, the genes that control the production of melanin. So, let capital A and capital B symbolize versions of the gene that code for large amounts of melanin, while little a and little b code for small amounts. Got it? Easy. Check this out. Take a look at the upper left. Let's say Dad contributes capital A, capital B genes, and Mom contributes capital A, capital B genes as well. Together, they will produce a child with capital A, capital B, and capital B. This is a kid with a lot of melanin, and thus he will have very dark skin. Easy to see. Here's the bigger point, though. Let's say Dad contributes capital A, capital B, and Mom contributes little a and little b. Well, the child's skin will be middle brown shade, the combination of capital A, little a, and capital B, little b, which, by the way, represents a majority of the world's population. Not only that, but if each parent is capital A, capital B, little b, the combinations that could be produced in their children could result in a very wide range of skin shades in just one generation. So, since Adam and Eve were the first people ever, it makes sense to conclude that God placed in them a combination of genes that could produce all different shades of skin we see. Those same combinations would be present in Noah and the 7 other people who boarded the ark. And because God dispersed people at the Tower of Babel, he dispersed the population, thereby isolating gene pools in the different people groups. Over time, different cultures formed in different locations with certain features like skin shade becoming predominant. And here we are today. And since we all go back to Noah and his family, it makes sense that we are all different shades of brown. One race, multiple people groups, just like the Bible teaches. Simplified for sure, but enough said.
It's pretty clear that Adam and Eve and early mankind would have been dark-skinned in the past. What I find fascinating about the young Earth creation perspective of Adam and Eve having medium brown skin is that it's very similar to the idea of Adam and Eve being reddish brown, which is also part of the medium brown family of colors. With all of that being said, I subscribe to the idea that Adam would have had a medium brown reddish skin tone, and Eve would have also had a medium brown reddish skin tone. In summary and conclusion, Adam and Eve and early man would have looked reddish brown in skin tone, and all of mankind descends from Adam and Eve, and the pre-flood world and pre-flood humans were completely different than today. With that being said, Shalom.